You know, it's really interesting because I followed a person who had been here 27 years. And anytime you follow someone who's been at an institution or in a role for so long, there are always issues, but positive and negative. And I think the first thing that I think was a challenge, maybe just for me, is to start to create conversations within the organization around not so much where we've been, but where do we want to go. And I think particularly what happens when you have someone who leaves under less than positive circumstances too is people kind of hunker down, and trying to get people to unhunker down, if that makes any sense, to kind of get back into being, creating a more vibrant culture was a real challenge here. And so, I would say that was one. Probably then after that, the next biggest challenge we faced was almost immediately after I arrived. Within the first year, the economy took a dive, and so all of a sudden, what do you do when you go from a place of never really being in a place where the college had to cut funds to being in a place where we eventually cut $10 or $12 million out of the budget, and in the middle of the greatest enrollment increase the college ever had. And so, balancing all those things, I think, were challenges. But we've got great talent here at the college, and I knew that. And so I knew one of my challenges wasn't going to be we didn't have the talent to get the job done. I knew we had the talent to do whatever it was we needed to do. It was just a matter of getting us started back in the right positive direction. So, and for me, what that meant was let's get ourselves focused around what's the most important thing, which is students. And anyone who's taken the time to get to know me, I think, would say, after all was said and done, I've always been really focused around students and student success. All the decisions we've made have always been around what's in the best interest of students. And I think if you talk to cabinet members, they would say, if we're in the middle of a tough decision, the question I always ask is, how does this decision positively or negatively impact students? And if it's negative, then we're not going to do it. If it's positive, we need to find a solution to get there. So that's always been a big thing for me.